Hi there again, this is Drew. In this short episode, we're going to have a look at a couple of things that we didn't go over while we were putting the crank and the camshaft in, or the piston. So it's still to do with the short motor of our 351 Cleveland GTHO Phase 3 engine build. So let's get straight into it. I didn't mention anything about the cam timing set when I put the camshaft in last episode. So let's have a quick look at that. Now you'll notice on the front of our 351 Cleveland here, we have a cast iron or a steel double row timing chain set. It's a true roller setup, and it replaces what would normally have come out in the Ford factory was a aluminium and nylon cam timing sprocket. Now you can see here this is a brand new NOS item. It's very light, doesn't weigh very much. It's got nylon teeth, and it's got a very light, looks like a die cast aluminium main body. And so that's what would have come out in a Phase 3 engine from the factory, and every other Cleveland that came out from the factory would have had one of these items. And so I have decided that we won't go with the factory forward setup. We will actually use a aftermarket setup with a double row timing chain. I don't think anyone would be disappointed or disillusioned at my choice of a timing chain. The main reason I have made the change is mainly because of longevity, and these timing chain cam sprockets have probably been sitting on the shelf for a long time. I have used them in other applications, standard rebuild applications, where the load on the camshaft is not great. And so because this engine has quite a bit of load on the camshaft due to a higher spring pressure and RPM, then I've decided to go with the aftermarket setup. And I've kept it with an OE type look. I haven't gone for the full billet, and so I believe it's marginally keeping within an OE standard type configuration. And in this particular application, the way that the cam has been set up, it's going in it straight up and down. I have degreed this camshaft, and I'm satisfied that the straight up and down position, which is the dot to dot, is the best position for this camshaft. Now let's move on, while we're on the short motor, to the harmonic balancer. Now you can see two harmonic balancers here. If you can see the subtle differences, the one on the right is a factory forward genuine Phase 3 balancer. You can even see the forward casting imprint of the Ford insignia. Sorry, maybe that went a bit out of focus. But over here on our left is a reproduction harmonic balancer. Now this is still a cast iron balancer. It's very similar in just about every respect. At a glance, it almost looks identical, but there are some subtle things about it that make it a replica in every shape and form. However, it's not identical. It's almost as wide. I'd say it's probably about an eighth of an inch narrower, but that's neither here nor there. It's still the wide balancer, 2.5 inches wide, and so it looks the part. This particular balancer has a counterweight on the rear just like the factory one. And you can see the factory part number there, DIZX. And so this balancer has been modified with a slightly lighter, less than 28 ounce out of balance factor, and our engine that we're putting together has probably almost the same, maybe a little bit more taken out of the counterweight, which means it's got slightly less than a 28 ounce out of balance factor. So that's the Harmonic balancer that we're putting on this particular copy or replica or tribute of the Phase 3 engine. We're staying true as we can to the way that it looked and performed and sounded. So that's all for this episode. Join us next time, and we'll be having the pistons and rods in, and we'll have a look at the oil pump and the sump or the oil pan, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye.